Today we're diving into the mental toolkit that really separates the champions from the contenders. Because it's not just about being physically strong, it's about mastering your own mind.
And you know, this idea from Joseph Campbell just nails it. For the absolute best athletes, their incredible performance doesn't come from chaos and force. It flows from a place of inner stillness, a state where the mind and body are just perfectly in sync.
And look, this isn't some new age fad. We're talking about a proven discipline used by the titans of sport. It's the kind of training that happens off the court and outside the weight room, tapping directly into the raw power of the mind. So how in the world do they do it? Well, it's a complete shift in how we think about mental toughness. Instead of trying to crush anxiety, they actually learn to work with it, turning pressure into what the great Billie Jean King called a privilege. To really get this, let's kick things off with one of the most dominant dynasties in the history of sports and the, well, secret weapon behind their incredible success.
So let's talk about Phil Jackson, the legendary Zen master of the NBA. By 1993, his Chicago Bulls had already snagged 3 championships in a row. But he knew to stay at the very top, they needed a totally new kind of edge to handle that insane pressure.
His solution? A guy named George Mumford. Mumford's entire job was to teach superstars, I'm talking Michael Jordan here, how to navigate the crazy stress of being the best. He brought mindfulness to the team not as a chore, but as a direct line to peak performance. And guess what? It worked. They went on to win 3 more championships in a row. Okay, so what Mumford was doing, it basically flipped traditional sports psychology completely on its head. It was a huge shift from fighting your own mind to actually working with it. So, for years, the old school approach called psychological skills training, or PST, told athletes to just control and suppress any negative thoughts. But this newer approach, the mindfulness acceptance commitment model, teaches the exact opposite. It says just notice your thoughts, accept them without judgment, and then perform anyway.
And there's a huge reason for this. It's because of a mental quirk called ironic processing. You know, the more you tell yourself, don't miss this shot, the more you obsess over that one thought, and the more likely you are to actually miss. It is a total mental trap.
All right, let's dig into the specific framework that George Mumford used to turn all that mental pressure into championship rings.
Mumford broke it down into these 5 superpowers. And this wasn't about emptying your mind. It was about building real skills, like insight, that deep self-understanding, and maybe the biggest one, trust. The faith to just perform when the stakes are highest. The entire goal was to be flow-ready, so you could tap into that peak state whenever you needed it.
So, this brings us to the really practical stuff, the science-backed drills that athletes use to build that mental muscle. And the best part is, you can use them too. First up, we've got the body scan. This is a foundational practice for developing what scientists call interoceptive awareness. Basically, your sense of what's going on inside your own body. By mentally scanning from head to toe, you learn to spot tension before it becomes a problem. This actually triggers your body's relaxation response, lowering stress hormones like cortisol and speeding up recovery.
Next is box breathing. It is so simple, but ridiculously powerful. I mean, you have Navy SEALs and Olympic swimmers using this stuff. That rhythmic 4-4-4-4 pattern directly hacks your nervous system. It calms your heart rate and just centers your focus right when you need it most.
Now, how about a mental drill you can do without moving a single muscle? Let's talk visualization. It might sound basic, but its effect on the brain is, well, it's profound. So here's the question. Does your brain actually know the difference between just imagining an action and really truly performing it? The answer, amazingly, is no. And this just perfectly illustrates that mind-body connection. When you vividly imagine yourself executing a perfect move, your brain fires the exact same neural pathways as if you were physically doing it. You're literally getting better without any of the physical wear and tear. And look, this isn't just a bunch of anecdotes. The science on this is crystal clear. Big reviews of all the research show mindfulness techniques have what's called an effect size of 0.81 on athletic performance. Now, in the world of statistics, that is a huge and very significant impact. And it gets even more striking. The benefits go way beyond just performance. Research shows that athletes who consistently practice mindfulness can cut their risk of an acute injury by half, 50%. They are just more aware, they're less stressed, and their bodies recover way more efficiently. Now here's the best part. This doesn't require you to go on a week-long silent retreat.
You can start integrating these powerful techniques into your life in just a few moments.
That's right, 90 seconds. You can literally reset your entire nervous system, dial back anxiety, and get razor-sharp focus back in as little as 90 seconds, all by using these little micro-mindfulness drills, like just a few cycles of that box breathing.
So how do you make this a consistent practice? You use a simple technique called habit stacking. You just attach a short 2 to 5 minute mental drill onto a habit you already do every single day. So your post-workout stretch becomes the trigger for a quick body scan. Your morning coffee becomes the trigger for box breathing. It's a brilliant way to build that mental muscle over time.
And just like physical training, the results build on each other. You can start to see initial changes in your focus in just a couple of weeks. And after about 6 to 8 weeks of consistent practice, that's when athletes report those really significant drops in competition anxiety.
And ultimately, this is the goal. As this elite squash player put it, mental training bridges that massive gap between how you perform in practice and how you perform in a real competition. It gives you the composure to respond effectively when things, inevitably, go wrong.
So, the final takeaway is this. In elite competition, pretty much everyone is physically gifted. Your physical strength, that just gets you in the game. But it's mental mastery, the ability to stay present, focused, and composed under fire, that's what allows you to actually win it. Your body's trained. The real question is your mind